Hi everyone, qualification round is over. Opening round is begun actually. We're into the second day already, so I better put out some content. This is the Ventura Open Rookie Division. So let's get started with some video here. Alright, welcome back. This is hole number 1, par 4. We're just going to play this simple shot in the corner, moving the target down to the corner where the red's half into the rough. This is played at plus 10 elevation. We're going to play with the quasar here. It's going to help with a second shot as well as the first. The first, I'm trying to place it fairly close to the right hand side of this fairway. It's actually going to land somewhere in the middle. You can see the topspin we put on it. We're just giving it a slight bit of curl. So that's 3 top spin, max right spin. That's shot 1. Alright, here's shot 2. This I played at 0% elevation. And what I found works the best here is placing the target on the downhill slope of this fairway. What it does is it actually gives you a nice ball guide to the hole by doing that. If you place your target right on the fringe there, you won't get this nice guide towards the hole. So I found this to be the trick. And all I'm doing is giving it a little bit of top spin here and full left spin. And there's a funnel there, so you're trying to find the funnel. Once you found that funnel, you move it at 0% elevation. I played this at min distance. And you'll get yourself a eagle 9 times out of 10. This is one of my favorite holes of the tournament, by the way. So that's hole number 1. Now this is hole number 2. I'm having trouble with this hole. I don't know why. I used to sink it in previous tournaments. I guess I'm going to have to go through my previous tournament's video. I believe this was played in Tropic Kings tournament. Some of these other holes were also played in the Hollywood tournament, but I can't find my Hollywood tournament in my previous videos. I don't know why, but I was looking for it the other day. So anyways, I played this at 25% elevation, max distance. For some reason, I'm having a hard time lining up my ball guide with a hole here. I think that's my issue. Poor ball guide. So lining it up with a hole, giving it about 3.5 to 4 back. And once you line it up with a hole, give it about a quarter of a spin to the left. So first line it up with a hole, give it 3.5 to 4 back, then give it a quarter of a spin to the left. Is the best I can tell you for this hole. So that's hole 2. Alright, this is hole 3. Last hole I mentioned a quarter of a spin to the left. I meant a half a spin to the left. A half a bar. So this is hole 3, par 5. This year you can play a bunch of different ways. I might actually change the way I'm playing it here. Might give it a power slice here, just to get it up further, and then using a backbone or something onto the green. Otherwise you can go with this, it still works. Using a quarterback, it's got high accuracy. Putting the moving, if you got a quarterback 9, moving it to the plus 2 yards. And if you have a quarterback 7 and 8, I'd put it on the plus 6 yard marker. And if you have a quarterback 6 or lower, I would set it at max and push it back up to max after you adjust it. So it's 10% elevation, and that's shot 1. Now here's shot 2. Played this at 0% elevation. This here shot works in all kinds of other tournaments I played. Labor Day tournament. This was in the Gridiron tournament. It was actually in the Hollywood tournament too, which I can't find. So this is 0% elevation. I always play this at 3 back, 2 left. Basically, you're just moving your guide around on the green to find the funnel. And you see when you move that ball guide around and it kind of wants to keep its track, then you know you found a funnel. So basically putting the bounce so it's on the fringe there of the green. There you go, albatross, hole 3. Catch you on hole 4. Alright, here's hole 4. Another hole I'm having a hard time with. And this hole here I actually did well on it in previous tournaments, like the Hollywood tournament, football tournament, gridiron tournament. Those are the previous tournaments this hole was actually in. So you should be able to find this in the football tournament where I played before. Also in the gridiron tournament. I'm going to have to look at it myself because I'm not having much success in this tournament with it. So let's take a look. This here I played at 10% elevation. I chose to go with the grizzly here because it's got a good ball guide. Previous tournaments I played this with the backbone. Basically trying to find the spin here. I know in previous tournaments I believe I played it with the yellow target close to the rough, so I might have to try that. So this here is played 10% elevation. I believe it played it at maximum distance. Let's see what happens here. Great ball. Doesn't tell us much. Great to the right. So where does it go? It goes to the left. So that tells me I need to put more right spin on the ball. If that don't work, I might have to change the elevation. Couple things to work with. So that's hole 4. We're back for hole 5, par 5. Basically, in previous tournaments, I always went off that pad. This tournament, my drivers are getting more advanced, so I decided to go this route. Full back, full left. Max distance of the club, you can see when I pushed it up. And you don't want to hit it past those trees because the trees will give you a harm when you're trying to get that second shot. You end up hitting them, or they'll be in your way. So you're giving it a half a ball curl here. %10 elevation. And we'll take a look at the second. Here's shot 2. We played this at 0% elevation. Okay, later on, I believe you can either use the big dog here or go with a sniper. I went with a big dog because I figured I could control my spin and I wouldn't have to worry about those funky rolls on the green and stuff, or getting a glitch from the fringe there if I played the sniper. But again, the ball guy's kind of poor on here, so you're kind of guessing what's going to happen. But if you're playing the sniper here, I would play the sniper at 4 top spin, full. Well, actually not full. You don't have to go full. So you can either choose the big dog like I did here and tweak it, like tweak my adjustments, or play a sniper at 4 top spin and have the tip of the ball guide. There's a sign on the right hand side of the fairway there. Basically, who knows what it is, the 20-yard marker from the green or something like that. Anyways, there's a sign there. Give it about 4 top spin. Have it so that the tip of the ball guide is roughly close to that sign. Line it up with a hole. Give that a shot. You'll figure it out. You can also use the horizon on this hole if you want. So that's hole number 5. Okay, here's hole 6. This is a par 4. Yeah. Same way I played in previous tournaments. Gonna go with the Kingmaker here because you can put more right spin on it. But discovered the Titan also works here, so if you're trying to save your Kingmakers, go with the Titan. Play it the same way. You can see what I'm doing with the ball guide. Once the ball guide goes just past the sand trap there, same way would work with a Titan. Have it so the tip of the ball guide is just past the sand trap. And we play this at 10% elevation. And you can see how much curl we give it here. Center of ball, center of the first outside part of the ring. And it looks like it's even too much curl there, it's just a hair. But if you use a Titan, I'd give it a half a ball curl. So that is an easy eagle shot from that point though. And that's 10% elevation, in case I didn't mention that. And let's go to hole 7. Alright, here's hole 7. I kind of like this hole as well. This hole here we played at 10% elevation. And we're going to go with a rough bump this tournament. Previous tournaments I believe I didn't do that, but went with it here. We're going to go 3 back, full left. And the trick here is the placement of your target on the rough here. You got to realize you can, if you're looking, there's 2 layers of rough here. When I originally started playing this shot, I thought there was only 1 layer, the back layer. I guess there's 2 layers. One would be a thick part of rough, one would be the smaller part of rough, but I would not even look at that because it kind of throws you off. It threw me off. Like I mentioned, I was playing the first layer and I kept ending up short with my shot, and I would land in that sand trap almost all the time. So after I realized what mistake I was making, I pushed the yellow target so it was up further. As you can see in this video here, if you take a look, the yellow part is near the top of the second layer of rough, that rough line. So 3 back, full left, 10% elevation, and look at that yellow target. It's up near the top part of the second layer. So make sure it's close to that, but not really hitting that, a little bit back of it. This way you won't leave yourself short on the drive and hit that sand trap all the time, which I was doing. So that's it. That is hole number 7. Once again, this is minimum distance of your sniper and plus 10 elevation. So that's hole 7. Catch you on hole 8. Okay, we're back for hole 8. This here is a par 4. I think we're still trying to get an eagle on this one for this tournament. You get one here, it's going to help your score quite a bit. Went with a navigator because it's going to cut down the wind from my second shot. As you can see, we got a tailwind, so the best we can cut it down, the better. Right part of the ring touching the rough on the right hand side here. That's going to leave us right in the center of the fairway. So if you have a quarterback 8 here, it also works. You're just going to be a little bit further back on the fairway there, but it'll still work. So what did we give this here? I believe we went with 2 top, but I would cut down on the top spin even on this. I'd only give it 1 top spin. 1 top spin, 10% elevation with a navigator. And here's the second shot. Still a work in progress for me. Basically, I've been trying different irons as well. Goliath, Grizzly, Backbone. But if you're going to go with a rough bump here, I suggest taking the Goliath because you know you'll have the right distance with it. And this here reminds me of the previous hole. You can see the different layers on here, and it's a matter of placing this target properly too for the rough bump. You don't want to leave yourself short hitting that sand trap. And seeing where adjusting down into the sand trap like that, you may have to push that target up about 0.2 of a ring or 0.3, somewhere around there. And I kept hitting great ball here too, is another problem. See, by hitting great ball here, we ended up short. So you want to make really sure you don't hit great ball here. Like I suggested, I did not push the target up here 0.2 of a ring either. So if you're going to try that rough bump, I suggest being very careful with that. If not, just play from the island there or whatever and give it about 2 backspin roughly. Go straight at the hole. Play this particular shot at +5 elevation as well. So that'll give you something to work with. And here is the final hole. This is a par 5. Played this a little different than previous tournaments as well. Previous tournaments I played this with a quarterback, doing a full curl here. But this shot here works really nice. It's a very easy shot. Just place the target so that the ball guide is just touching that tree there, the bush, tree, whatever you want to call it. Just touching the right of it. And we're going 3 back, full left spin with a power 3 ball, tighten here. And then we're going to give it a half a ball curl. And we played this 10% elevation. Yeah, it's 10% elevation, 3 back, full left. See the curl. You can see where we started it. And then you'll end up right here every time. Set up nicely for your second shot. And here's your second shot. We played this at -10 elevation. Basically, we're going to try and going straight at that hole, man. Going full back, about 4 left spin. I did get an albatross going this way, so I know it works. So, if you have a club that has at least 4 backspin here. If you don't, I suggest playing safe here, giving it a slight bit of curl to the right. It'll roll up that hill and come back down a little bit. It won't go in, but let's see what happens here. Hit perfect. Get a bounce just to the right of that cup. So move that over just to here. And if you get the right bounce there, you'll get the albatross. It does work. So that's it. 9 holes. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck in your tournament. I hope you have some success and be safe out there. Take care. Bye for now.